Back in the days of F1 2019, we won a championship with Rich Energy Horse Racing. Ferrari refused to sign us after joining the junior Ferrari program. We went to McLaren as a lone unit, won a championship, and now it is time to sign for the Tifosi. Can we do it?
Welcome to the beginning of your Formula One journey. Before competing at the top level, many drivers will race in Formula 2. From this screen, you can choose from multiple Formula 2 experiences. The first offers a selection of short scenarios. The short season consists of a shortened Formula 2 calendar with one race per weekend. The full season contains every round, with a feature and sprint race in each. And finally, you have the option to jump directly into Formula 1.
The deal at the end of our F1 2019 second season was, if we do not come at the very last place in season 3, Ferrari would be forced to sign us. We won the championship back in season 3 of F1 2019, and now the time has come. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. Hello guys, SLR Turbo 51 over here. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world, because trust me, I am. Guys, it is time for our debut in F1 2020, career mode, not my team. Remember guys, these two series are going to be kept completely apart. They will not mix. Guys, for our F1 2020 season, remember at the end of second season of F1 2019 career mode, Ferrari refused to sign us because they had too much confidence in Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. The deal was, if Max or Charles did not win our third season of F1 2019 career mode, we would be guaranteed a seat at Ferrari as long as we do not come in P20 in the championship. Here's the irony. We won our F1 the third season of F1 2019 career mode. We were the world champion, and now Ferrari had no choice but to sign us. They have kicked Max Verstappen back to Red Bull. They have kicked Charles Leclerc to the curb, and we are now alongside the 4-time real life in our fantasy world 5-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, who won his first season in F1 2019 career mode driving for the Tifosi. So guys, alongside Vettel, we've got a massive challenge on our hands, but I'm ready to take it. Without further ado, let's head straight to the SF1000's car reveal. This is gonna be epic. And guys, just to quickly repeat myself, the car looks fantastic, by the way. Guys, this career mode and my team are two completely different storylines. As far as I'm concerned, they can be on two completely different games for all I care. The two stories will not interchange, and we are going to have two different storylines develop themselves. As you guys saw with the calendar, we are not running a full F1 2020 calendar. We are going to, for our first season, do a little bit of a coronavirus themed calendar. Only 10 races, so every practice session, every quali session, every race is going to count more than ever. From off the second season, we will do a full 22 race calendar. And guys, I'm looking forward to this. We are going to have to push from the very start. And remember, as the game develops, we know that the 2020 real life Ferrari is a little bit of a bunch of poo. So it's going to get nerfed pretty soon. So we have to use every single bit of pace that this car currently still has. So guys, without further ado, let's head straight to Hanoi and Vietnam for the first episode.
But Will Buxton's been pushing for a quick interview before you head out on track. Don't worry too much, he's a good lad. He's just over there. These media appearances are important for a few reasons. They'll help build your profile and your brand. Plus, your team will get a real boost to their motivation if they hear you praising them. Will, as promised, sorry to keep you waiting.
Ah, mate, not a problem at all, not a problem.
Look, we've got to be out on track in about 5 minutes for FP1, so we can only spare you a couple of minutes max. Is that going to be enough time?
More than enough, we're already set up. Cool, let's go. So, we're used to seeing rookies in Formula One every year, but this season there's a youngster that's arrived with perhaps a little more interest in them than usual. And that's because while they've been successful at every level of their career from karts all the way through to Formula 2, they've somehow managed to stay pretty much under the radar. They don't have that luxury anymore though. They're in Formula 1. Millions of people around the world watching their every move, both on and off the racetrack. So let's take some time to get to know them a little bit better. So tell us a little about yourself. What's the thing you're most excited about being here in Formula One? After your successful junior career, you must have had a lot of interest. What drew you to sign for your current team? What do you think your prospects are for the season? Are you aiming just for points, or do you think you've got a chance at the title? Really appreciate your time, but I know you're very keen to get on. Best of luck out there.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, practice did not go according to plan. The SF90 still suffers partially from the same problem as the 2019 SF90 Ferrari. It's got a really twitchy rear end, and as you guys are gonna see here at the end of practice 1, yeah, it went south really quickly and Ferrari were not pleased with me. We lost it coming out of the final corner and pinned the car in the barrier. So Ferrari at this stage are not pleased with us, but heading towards qualifying, we're gonna have to see what pace this Ferrari has. And guys, only 10 races. It is crunch time already now. So guys, without further ado, let's head straight to Hanoi qualifying. Guys, also in our F1 2020 career mode, we will be only doing one quali session. So it's only a short quali session, meaning a one quali session of 18 minutes. I will not be doing Q1, Q2, Q3. I want to avoid that glitch if you fall out in like say Q1 or Q2, that for in future seasons that the grid gets what's the word I'm looking for? Gets done according to season 1 specs. So say even in season 3, if Racing Point and Haas are the two fastest teams, that it will still be if they fall out in Q1, or I fall out in Q1, that in the later on sessions that they will still be, it will be Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, you know the whole drill. So we are only going to be doing one quali session throughout this whole career mode. It also saves me a bit of time with all the recording I'm planning on doing. So yeah, guys, heading towards the end of qualifying onto our second lap. You guys see the end of our first lap was a little, not a little, it was totally poo. It was just flat out poo. But as you guys see, heading towards the middle of the second sector, this absolutely massively long back straight. I think this is the longest straight now on the F1 calendar. We are already up 8/10 on our previous personal best. We have gone purple first sector, heading in towards the hardest braking zone on the calendar, the new hardest braking zone on the calendar. Through the mountain curve on the outside, a little bit twitchy on the rear end, but we get it under control really quickly. We are 8.5 tenths up on our previous personal best. We go purple middle sector as well, and now it is this absolutely phenomenal third sector with all these S's. Guys, I love this. This is absolutely spectacular. Look at this. Down to 4th gear for this next one. Up into 5th. Let's get it down to 4th. Get it on the inside. Just watch out for corner cutting. Into the penultimate corner. 1st gear. Up to 2nd gear. 3rd gear. And I'll pull on the bar on the way. Just lift the throttle a little bit through this final corner. We open up DRS when you come across the line. And it's going to be P.
Qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top 3. Parker, Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance.
It is so hard to not look smug. I've got a big smile on my face. Guys, it's pole position for our first race for the Tifosi. Get in there, lad. Arriba! Let's head straight to Hanoi.
Welcome to the 2020 Formula One World Championship. Here we are at the first race in what should be another thrilling season. I think the action this year will be very, very close. But as always with F1, you can never be too sure. Anyway, let's get started. It's a track that combines the bespoke design of a traditional race circuit with the tight, close barriers of a street track that our drivers race on today. 23 corners and a total distance of 3.4 miles. Watch out in particular for overtaking into the braking zone at turn 11. Here we are then, Formula One in 2020. The fight for the World Championship all starts here today. Mercedes on the hunt for a 7th consecutive title. They'll have Ferrari and Red Bull to contend with along the way. Williams struggled to find their feet last year. They'll be hoping for a stronger start this time around. And what I wonder of the Renault-powered cars. Will they be able to step forward? Maybe even onto the podium on a regular basis. Plenty to discuss then with Anthony Davidson. He's out of hibernation too, and alongside me in the commentary box once again.
It's good to be back, Crofty. Let's hope for some good racing today. We can't know at this point how competitive these teams are relative to each other, but hopefully nobody is able to run and hide. We want to see these drivers pushing to the limit all the way to the checkered flag.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Parker lines up on pole position and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel and Albon, Ricciardo, Sainz, Ocon and Lando Norris, Stroll, Perez, Daniel Kvyat and Raikkonen, Gasly, Giovinazzi, Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen, Russell and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
What a great way to start the season. Pole position. Now let's take the win.
That is the idea, Jeff. We want to get the season off started properly. Guys, the tire wear here around Hanoi is a little bit... It's kind of bad. The main strategy is always a 2-stop. So we're going to play with it throughout the race. And guys, unlike my team, I did not forget about the formation lap. So please, without further ado, you guys know the drill. Jam with me and drop a like and subscribe. Yeah. F1 2019 story linking up with F1 2020. We head to 5 red lights and it's go, go, go for the Vietnamese Grand Prix as we try and get our 3rd World Championship campaign running well. I want to start it off well. Heading into the first corner, I already have to defend from Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Bottas is superly aggressive this year on F1 2020. His AI has been altered and he is even stronger on F1 2020 than he was on F1 2019. So never count out Mr. Bottas. There you guys can see Max Verstappen and my teammate Sebastian Vettel battling with a very well started Renault of Esteban Ocon. But you guys will see the Ferrari power unit is immensely strong in a straight line as Vettel, Ocon and Verstappen make a 3 wide heading into this very tight section as we head towards the roundabout. It's very tight. Verstappen on the outside, Vettel on the inside. There's a little bit of rubbing between Vettel and Ocon heading down towards the back straight. Vettel is going to hit that Ferrari up into overtake mode to try and get past the Red Bull of Verstappen. You guys can see I can use my overtake mode now to stay ahead of these two very powerful Mercedes as well. Don't count out the Mercedes engine. When the buff for the Mercedes engine comes in and the Ferrari engine gets nerfed, we got a bit of a problem. So we need to use this while we have it. Heading into this corner, Vettel gets his Ferrari now up into P4. Max Verstappen has been demoted down to P5. Then you've got the 2 Renaults in P6 and 7 ahead of the 2nd Red Bull of Alexander Albon in P8. Heading back to the fight between myself, Bottas and Hamilton, guys. Already because of the battling going on behind us, we have broken away from the rest of the field. But I need Vettel to come and help me with these 2 Mercedes. Otherwise, what's going to happen to me, what happened to Raikkonen back in the 2018 F1 Italian Grand Prix, where the Mercedes basically double-teamed him. The same is going to happen to me if Vettel does not come and help me. So you guys can see we end off the first lap and we lead for our first time in a Ferrari, the first lap of our Ferrari career. Guys, I want to follow in my role model's footsteps. I've never been to Renault, but he went from McLaren back to Renault and then to Ferrari. I am now in Ferrari being a lone unit for McLaren and I want to stay with Ferrari as long as possible. We will see what happens if we win the Drivers' Championship. Unlike the My Team series where we focus more on the constructors, in the career mode we focus more on the Drivers' Championship. And also you guys can see at the beginning of lap 3 Bottas has overtaken me to take the lead of the Vietnamese Grand Prix, but here comes the OPness of the Ferrari. Overtake is selected on the ERS. We open up DRS and we get to the outside of the hairpin, but we're going to get the move done long before we get to the hairpin, and that is Bottas down to P2 once again. Sit down, son. That's Ferrari power. Sit your booty down. Yeah. So you guys, if you quickly rewind back, this is to the Renault of Daniel Ricciardo as he goes for the move on his teammate Esteban Ocon. A lot of weaving there going on for Ricciardo as well as for Ocon. These 2 young men are very fiercely battling through this next body. Oh, there's an engine blowout. The Renault engine in the rear of Esteban Ocon's car has said kaboom, and it is done for. That is absolutely terrible news for Renault as well as for Ocon, with this season only being 10 races long and every single race, every single session mattering. That is the last thing that Renault needs. So all the pressure has been given to Daniel Ricciardo. No! Vettel! Vettel, no, guys, our 2nd engine blowout in less than 2 laps. Oh no, guys. Oh, look at Hamilton. Hamilton, what are you doing? Hamilton makes contact. He nearly spins me as he goes for an absolutely unrealistic dive bomb there. But I have to be honest, I left the door open. I thought I was more than far enough ahead. Vettel's car just envelops itself in smoke. I'm the only Ferrari now flying the flag for Ferrari. And look at that, guys. Hamilton just forces his Mercedes onto my inside. There was no space there. I'm sure Hamilton got a warning for that from the stewards. That was just not fun. And guys, with there being a virtual safety car, I dove it into the pit lane immediately. But bad news, as soon as I dove it into the pit lane, Jeff said, safety car ending soon. Please get back up to racing speed. And then, yeah, so I gained about 1 second, maybe 2. And now I'm sacrificing about 3 laps of tire life of those soft tires to get onto the mediums. So I'm going to have to really be easy on my tires for this medium stint. We now head on later into that lap, the next lap after I pit. And this is now the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas, of Bottas trying to get back the ahead of Lewis Hamilton. trying to get back ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Sorry guys, I'm thinking of 20 things to say at once, and then I kind of freaking mix them together. We go back to my POV, guys, as we are already right behind the Williams of George Russell. There's nothing that Russell can do about me. We fly around the outside, not even using a lot of overtake, just a little DRS. And here you guys can see onto the next lap. This is now Kevin Magnussen, if I'm not mistaken. Look at the Ferrari on the brakes. It's just a car that's on a different planet than the Haas. Through the roundabouts, we get the move easily done on K-Mag, and now we jump onto the POV of Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen as they dive it into the pit lane. Valtteri Bottas decides to go for another lap. It's really clear where Mercedes' priorities are as we go up the inside of Sergio Perez in at the penultimate corner. Not really an overtaking spot, but we just made it one. Ching ching! Because we're in a Ferrari. Oh yes, we are in a Ferrari. A Ferrari, it is good. Not in real life, but this one, it is good. It feels magnifique. I just mixed Italian and French. The Italians and the French people will kill me. I'm sorry, guys. So you guys see we come out solidly ahead of the hamster, and now we are busy trying to get a move done here on Lance Stroll, who is right behind the Alpha Tauri of Pierre Gasly, if I'm not mistaken. Ahead of them, it is the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen. Is that Gasly or Kvyat? I actually can't see. The Alpha Tauris don't have their numbers on the front of the cars like the rest of the teams. Their numbers are only on the engine covers. So it is a little bit of a job to see the engine numbers. But as you guys saw there, I actually just overtook the second racing point of Lance Stroll at the roundabout. And now you guys are going to see the proper speed of this Ferrari. It is Mr. Pierre Gasly ahead of me. Look at the closing speed, over 340 kilometers an hour. As we dive into the braking zone, we go later to the brakes. It's very beautiful up the inside. And that is Pierre Gasly dealt with. And now we are going after, a former Ferrari driver in his own respect, Kimi Räikkönen. The flying Finn is next on our list. As you guys see, this is now Valtteri Bottas diving it into the pit lane. I'm sure he's going to be a little bit cross because he so far has been the main driver this weekend. He has been performing better than Hamilton. Then you've got also Albon and Norris diving it into the pit lane. Here is myself behind Raikkonen going for the same move at the penultimate corner like I did the previous lap on Sergio Perez. And we have gotten our Ferrari ahead of the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen. Where's Bottas? There's Bottas, guys. You guys see I'll be flying past him on the right-hand side. Where is his teammate is the question. Because remember, guys, this is a weird pit lane. The pit lane exit is like the exit in Abu Dhabi, but the first corner here at Vietnam is an extremely tight and twisty first corner. Hamilton just stays ahead of Bottas, but now he's got Bottas tucked up right underneath his gearbox, smelling those beautiful gearbox oil fumes, and he wants to eat Hamilton for, well, lunch. It's no longer morning, so it's no breakfast, it's for lunch. So you guys see, this is Hamilton already trying to get past the racing point of Lance Stroll. It's the number 18 racing point. Perez is number 11. And here we go, through the next corner. By the way, you guys actually asked me that in one of the previous videos. Guys, the driver number means absolutely nothing towards the cars. It's the driver's personal preference. So just so I can give clarity to that, here comes Valtteri Bottas to do exactly what his teammate did on Lance Stroll. But remember, the racing point is a 2019 Mercedes with a modern Mercedes engine. So it is not a car to be taken lightly. Here is Bottas through the first, the very tight hairpin, and he is now right behind his teammate. As everything has settled down now and all the back markers and midfield runners have pitted, it is myself leading the way on a slower and more worn tire from Bottas and Hamilton, who are at this stage fighting like cats and dogs, like a cat and a dog. Oh, my English is terrible today. It's because of all the excitement. A few laps later, guys, Bottas says, "Oh, hello," and I'm just like, no, leave me alone. I want to win. I want to win for Ferrari. Leave me alone. I go around the outside, then the inside for the next part. But now I'm a bit screwed because it's the very long back straight and I do not have DRS. Oh, yippee-ki-yay. Here we go onto the back straight, guys. It is actually myself right ahead of Bottas, and Hamilton is smelling blood. Well, my car is red, so that is actually a very nice description to use. Hamilton goes side by side with his teammate Bottas, and now I've got two Mercedes wanting to eat me for breakfast as I have a very massive jolt to the inside to make sure I defend from them. I saw that they were gaining really quickly, guys. I had to make that last millisecond, split second decision, and it worked out. Muchos grande. And now you guys can see, here we go. It is actually Hamilton now who takes the lead away from me. Oh, that's a little bit of... I wouldn't say that is a bit of a corner cut. And me and Hamilton... Oh, Hamilton makes contact. No! He breaks my right front end plate. No. Oh, no. Oh, come on. Hamilton, can you leave me alone? It was the same in F1 2019. You never broke my front wing, but you never left me alone. Oh, guys, have we just lost this race? Guys, you guys saw that through the roundabout, I went to the inside. Hamilton forcefully squeezed me to the inside, and his left rear tapped my front wing, and it broke off my right front end plate. Luckily, I was able to defend from him, as we had DRS and obviously the very OP overtake button, especially with the Ferrari power unit. But now we are going to have a 9 to 11 second pit stop to replace our front wing. And also I wanted to go onto a set of softs for the end of the race, but because I would lose too much time with the broken front wing, I had to make the very critical decision of coming in for a second set of mediums and replacing my front wing about 8 laps before my next pit stop window would have been. Okay, not 8, about 5 to 6 laps. But now I can't strap on the softs. I am going to be on the mediums. So I'm still on the back foot. Oh, guys, because now everybody else who pitted for a second set of softs are gonna have a brand spanking new set of mediums. So these first few laps where I'm on the mediums, I've got to push like an absolute crazy person to make sure that I gain I was in the pit box for 9.4 seconds. I need to gain back about 6.4 seconds just to be with those guys once again, and that is a monumental task as we go around the outside of Sergio Perez once again, the second time we overtake the Mexican. And guys, I was just tunnel vision is all I was caring about as this part of the race commenced. It was crunch time. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was kind of salty towards Hamilton, but that was a very awkward position. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit too eager on the throttle through the hairpin, but I also feel Hamilton really had to leave me some space. He didn't leave me any space whatsoever. And now the two Red Bulls are wanting to eat Hamilton for lunch. Eat him up! Eat him up! Don't give him any time to breathe. Eat him! Eat him, Verstappen. Come on, Verstappen and Albon. Okay, Verstappen is in right behind Hamilton. Guys, here's if we can see. Have we pushed hard enough to get back ahead of Lewis Hamilton? Oh boy, thank goodness it's not Devin Butler. Devin Butler and Lucas Weber are no longer in this game, guys. Rest in peace, Butler and Weber. But Hamilton is basically, he has always been my butler. So, you know... Guys, did you guys realize what I just said? You guys know rich people have like a butler, and I just said, even though Devin Butler's name was Butler, I just called Hamilton my butler. Oh boy, what am I saying? Oh, if Lewis Hamilton were ever to hear this video, he'd probably like sue me or something. But in any case, guys, oh boy, I just made my own day. That's special. You guys see I come out right behind Verstappen and Hamilton. So I did lose a position to Verstappen and Hamilton. Hamilton clearly has got some sort of issue because he's much slower than his teammate. He's like a second to 1.2 seconds a lap slower than Bottas. So at this stage, even though I'm no longer ahead of them, I at least caught up to them. So I am driving the wheels off of this Ferrari, and I think that's exactly what Ferrari wants. As you guys see, we open up DRS as we are now trying to get towards the Red Bull of Max Verstappen, heading in towards this next part. Very hard braking zone. Our tires are not that old now, but we head onto the brakes. It's very late. We have a little bit of contact with Verstappen, but guys, I had to make that move. I'm the man that qualified on pole, and I have been driving a very solid race so far. I haven't been able to get away from the already OP Mercedes, but I have been defending magnificently until my front wing broke, and I feel I still deserve to win this race. I at least deserve a podium after what happened. Bottas is said to strap on his set of medium tires. Now here comes the golden question. Where am I going to come out now that I'm behind Hamilton, who was ahead of Bottas? Oh boy, okay. The thing is, Hamilton's got a problem. Bottas can be ahead of him. There we come, guys. There's Hamilton, myself, and Verstappen. Here comes Bottas and Albon. It is crunch time. It is time to see what's going to happen. Very tight first quarter. Bottas takes the lead of the Vietnamese Grand Prix here at Hanoi. So it is Bottas leading the way from Hamilton P2, myself in P3 ahead of Max Verstappen, and Alexander Albon is now in P5. My teammate Sebastian Vettel He should have been here. He should have been here to support me, but you know what? It's not his fault. It's not his fault. The engine went kaput. In any case, guys, here you guys can see Hamilton goes now into the roundabout, trying to chase down his teammate through the roundabout. Hamilton. Oh, guys, Hamilton made a mistake. Hamilton made a mistake. That is so uncharacteristic for Lewis Hamilton. And guys, it is now or never. It's our time to pounce. Go on, Ferrari. Use every little bit of ERS and DRS now. Here we go. Hamilton defends to the outside to have the inside for the hairpin. But there's no point. We take back P2 from Lewis Hamilton. And if there's any hope, we can maybe catch Valtteri Bottas. He's only 1.8 seconds up the road. But he is on about 5 to 6 lap fresher mediums. So you never know, you never know. As you guys see here, unfortunately, yeah, I couldn't do anything about Bottas. Bottas got tunnel vision and he just said, boys, bye-bye. And he was gone. So he is not too far ahead. If you guys quickly look on the screen, you can't see him really. But he basically extended the gap to me every lap by 2 to 3 tenths. And I was pushing like an absolute crazy person because I knew Hamilton was going to hold up the 2 Red Bulls. But the Red Bulls' late race pace was quite good. So I knew it, because my tires were almost definitely going to go off on the final 3 laps, I had to have a good gap from Verstappen and Albon. Otherwise, just like they just did to Hamilton, they were going to do to me. And over my dead body, am I going to lose P2 after already having one of the best races ever stolen from me because of contact with Lewis Hamilton? In any case, guys, here comes Max Verstappen. He's on the outside. I am keeping the inside line. As soon as the DRS detection point came on, I switched on overtake to get the top end, and luckily with 1.5 lap to go, I defend from Max Verstappen. But guys, after the incident between myself and Hamilton, and Bottas coming out of his second pit stop in the lead, he was Mr. Untouchable. And as has been for the past 2 seasons now, the opening race is Bottas land. Bottas rounds the penultimate corner and the final corner to take the win here in Vietnam. We will come home for a solid P2. We deserve the win, but I really feel that I drove spectacularly today. And we take P2 here in Vietnam. Grazie ragazzi, forza Ferrari. Woo!
Brilliant job, mate. That's a fantastic podium. Super driving, really strong pace. Very, very happy.
Yes, another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Valtteri Bottas passes his rival to take over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ants. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
It's got to be Valtteri Bottas, a commanding performance that I think had the audience's eyes glued to him for the majority of the race.
It's time to check out the Constructors' standings. Mercedes move to the top of the table. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Grazie ragazzi, forza Ferrari. Guys, we take the second place. I nearly said the dub. Guys, I don't want to sound like egotistical, but it's a question of when, not if, we're going to get a win in the Ferrari. The Ferrari's got good pace, and I need to get this Ferrari on the top step of the podium before the nerf comes in. But guys, what an opening round for our 2020 F1 career mode. It has been absolutely nutty. As you guys see, we are absolutely throwing the upgrades towards this car. We are going to pump in the upgrades as quickly as possible to basically prepare for the nerf. of the Ferrari car, which will come in due time. But guys, what a race. You guys can't deny it. I drove really well. I mean, we were leading. We qualified P1, first of all, by 0.3 of a second, over 3.5 tenths, actually. We had a beautiful first stint. Went opportunistic to go for the mediums after the first, well, with the first virtual safety car that was caused by Esteban Ocon. And even though we compromised our strategy, Hamilton compromised our strategy even more. If it wasn't for that, we would have definitely been within a shout to challenge Bottas for the win today. But what a Vietnamese Grand Prix, guys. The next one, we will be heading towards China, if I'm not mistaken, and then Zandvoort. Oh no, I think Zandvoort is next, actually. Guys, I can't even remember the 10 races that I chose. You guys saw at the beginning of the video. But guys, this is gonna be a massively fun career mode. And like I said, yes, I didn't have the pace to extend my gap from the Mercedes. But the Mercedes are really OP. And it's a good thing because in real life they are OP. I like this because now it gives me an even bigger challenge to close that gap towards Mercedes-Benz. Because I'll be damned if Mercedes wins. If a Mercedes driver or Mercedes win, if a Mercedes driver wins this first season, I will. Guys, I don't know. I'm gonna start cutting myself or something. No, I'm joking. Don't ever do that. That's bad. But guys, that has been this episode. That has been all the time we have had for racing this episode. Guys, F1 2020 is absolutely spectacular. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. You guys are absolutely amazing. It didn't go our way, but we still came away with a very, very solid result. Guys, please like this video. It's only going to take you 2 seconds and it helps me out a massive, massive amount. Second of all, please follow me on social media. Share this video with your friends. Tag me in your story or your post, and I promise you, I will give you a shout out on social media as well as here on YouTube. And guys, finally, if you haven't done it yet, what the frick are you doing? Hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future episode. You know you want to. Guys, that has been all the time we have had for today. Stay beautiful, stay safe, but above all, stay my Turbonatics. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all for the next episode, whichever mode it will be. Cheers!
It's delicious.